Hello again, welcome back. I know it's been a little while since I last posted. Don't really have much to talk about today that I've really seen that was interesting, but I don't know, I've just been distracted with things like work and all that jazz. Went out with my dad at his job. He does appliance repair. Always wanted to see what he does, and more recently I had the opportunity to do so, so now when I have a day off during the week, I try to go with him. I went to a candy store the other day after all of his house calls were done and bought stuff like jawbreakers, nerds that you can't find anywhere else, like, you know, I don't know, I just thought I'd share. Anyway, so, some of the things that I did see today that have caught my interest is I don't know if anybody really paid much attention to the fact that Monopoly was going to be getting rid of one of their game pieces and replacing it with a new one. There were a lot of candidates up for voting on if you wanted it to be there, and then you had to vote off which of the originals was going to be removed for that place. And luckily, the cat won! I'm excited because I'm going to get a new Monopoly set now just so I can have the cat. They got rid of the old iron, but you know, to be honest, some people on the poll for the main website on MSN News are like, oh, we can't believe that they had to get rid of the iron for the cat. And it's like, it's an iron. An iron also that's so old it wasn't even electrical. I mean, I don't know if anybody really remembers hearing about this or knows about this, but back in the day, an iron was just like a piece of metal on a handle with a wooden grip on it so that you could put it on fire and heat it up, and then, or, you know, it was like on a hot plate, basically, and you just rub it across your clothes. Like, there was no electricity behind that before, so honestly, I think it was a bit outdated anyway. So the fact that it's now a kitty cat, and it's an adorable kitty cat too, it's like a kitten. I don't know, I feel like it's going to be, it was a good choice. And, I mean, I think maybe I'm a little bit biased because I'm a cat lover, but, whatever. Also in news, I saw something about kitties. And I'm just going to go ahead and talk about that first, because usually I try to leave the animal stuff out to the last, but apparently Longcat. The real-life Longcat, his name is Stewie, and he is 4 feet from nose to tail. I didn't even know about him until just now, but apparently he had a battle against cancer and was only 8 years old, and he passed away recently. So no more Longcat. I would have loved to have seen this Longcat. I guess maybe I'll just look up some pictures of him and see how long he really is. Supposedly he's 4 feet. I mean, 48.5 inches from the tip of his nose to the end of his tail. It's just, wow. But that's pretty cool. I don't know what I would do if I had a Longcat. I wonder if they tried to, like, genetically breed him for the sake of lulz. Probably not, but that would have been really awesome. Anyway, other than that, though, I was pretty surprised to see this one. Apparently, the Postal Service is going to have an announcement at 10 a.m. this morning, and it's expected to say that packages, mail order machine, and express mail will continue to be delivered on Saturday, but not letters, bills, cards, and catalogs. So, they're still kind of delivering on Saturdays, but if you want anything that's non-business, or not extremely important for your health, then you're going to have to wait all the way till Monday. I'm sure a lot of people are pissed off about this, but the reasoning behind it is that apparently they are losing about $25 million every day. They reported an annual loss record of $15.9 billion for the fiscal year ending September 30th of last year. And it's triple the prior year's loss. So that's just ridiculous. And the thing about it is, like, I mean, I always thought that they were run by the government, like, that they were funded by the government, but it doesn't get tax money to fund its day-to-day operations. It's kind of just subject to congressional control and congressional foot dragging, so that definitely, like, I was like, oh, I did not know that. I don't know if you did, but I try to stay away from the mail as much as I can, to be honest, to begin with. I don't really mail things. We have email and stuff. Now, a lot of things that I'm interested in are data, so I don't really have to worry as much about that. But, you know, that does suck for those people who are hoping, you know, to get something in at the last minute. You know, well, maybe I can mail it and it'll reach my mom on Saturday. Well, not anymore. Unless they come up with some kind of a premium fee. Now, I could see that happening. If you want to make sure your mail gets delivered on Saturday, you might have to pay more. But I don't know if they've even thought of that yet, so I'm going to leave it. In other business, apparently, if anybody even cares about the computer maker Dell, they're talking about going private. They've struck a deal to take Dell Incorporated private for $24.4 billion. Basically, it would end a 24-year run on public markets for a company that was conceived in a college dorm room and quickly rose to the top of the global personal computer business, which it's just a little description that was posted about it. The executive said on Tuesday that the company will stick to a strategy of expanding its software and services offerings for large companies with the goal of becoming a full-service provider of corporate computing services in the mold of a highly profitable IBM. So they're just taking it in a different direction, but that means that we won't get any more Dell computers as consumers. They'll be seen in offices probably, but that's not it. So that's interesting. The companies involved in the buyout is a private firm called Silver Lake that they're partnering with, and Microsoft. So, why am I not surprised? Microsoft. Bill Gates, you SOB. That's fine, though. I wasn't really a huge fan of Dell's anyway. They went out like nothing. My older sister had one growing up, and she was always having to restart that thing. But the final bit of news that I wanted to share that I saw today, found interesting, was that apparently Disney's section, Lucasfilm, since they bought them out, has started talking about standalone movies for the Star Wars series, and they're talking about how their first one, that they're not giving any kind of like huge amounts of info or release dates or anything of that nature, but they are saying that when they get down to it, hopefully they're looking to release a Star Wars film about every 3 years, which is great, because honestly, if I had to wait any longer, I'd start pulling my hair out. I mean, we also already might be waiting till 2015 for our first Star Wars continuation, and I'm already just biting my lip at the thought. Then we're going to have to wait for possible childhood dreamy goodness to come right back into my life. I just need to go back and watch the Star Wars movies again. Maybe that might put me back in. But yes, the first movie they're talking about as a focus on a single character would be Yoda. And I'm thinking, oh, that's so cool, because Yoda is the shit. The only other person I could think of that I'd want to see a standalone movie of from the top of my head is Obi-Wan Kenobi, because Obi-Wan Kenobi is awesome. I remember Obi-Wan Kenobi when I was like, kid, and something about him. He was always cool. And when Ewan McGregor did Obi-Wan in 1 through 3, I felt like that was a very redeeming quality for that movie, was having Obi-Wan played by somebody so good. But yeah, they apparently they've confirmed that that's a thing. Like, they really are going to be doing these standalone movies. They're not talking about what characters they have in a lineup for these movies other than Yoda. But apparently they'll be written by Simon Kinberg, who did Mr. and Mrs. Smith, and Lawrence Kasdan, who did The Empire Strikes Back, which is just I'm going to stop doing this because it's like, praise God. I mean, somebody was actually involved in one of the original 3, The Empire Strikes Back, is going to be in charge of this, and they're going to be consulting. Well, J.J. Abrams is supposedly going to be consulting with them when it comes to his work as the director for Star Wars Episode 7. So that's pretty cool. And hopefully we'll find out more about this soon. It'd be really cool if they did something with Wicket, you know, or with the Ewoks on Endor, just because I'm a bit of a teddy bear fan there. I don't know. Wicket was cool. I liked him. But anyway, enough geeking out. That's all I've really got for today. I'm exhausted as crap. I don't know what's wrong. Like, last night sucked at work. We got a new guy, and I'll admit, like, a lot of people probably can or can't tell that I'm a shy person generally. I mean, I'm supposedly an extrovert according to my personality profile, but at the same time, like, I was raised very closed in, being homeschooled, being Jehovah's Witness. That was really hard growing up, and finally getting out there from 17 till now. It's only been 6 years since I've been out in the open, and so much has happened. It's really been hard to adapt to a social environment like that. Sometimes I don't understand why people say the things they do, but I'm starting to figure it out, so that's good. But at the same time, like, I didn't want to have to talk to this new person that we got, and he was supposed to be training under somebody that was working with me, and unfortunately, the person that was working with me decided to cop attitude at about 10 o'clock, so an hour before we closed, and say that he could leave, and the manager says, no, you can't leave. You're scheduled to close tonight, and we're supposed to be training this new guy. And he's like, oh, well, he's telling her, I've got it. I told him it's okay. I didn't tell him it was okay. And he wanted to just walk out. And she said, fine, well, if you walk out, you're fired. And he's like, man, screw this. He's like, I'll just talk to the kitchen manager tomorrow, and everything will be cool. And she's like, no, if you leave, I'm going to fire you. He's like, screw this mess. So he walks out. So I'm stuck with the new guy, and I have to close pretty much by myself. It's like, I don't know, that was a bit of venting. If I was better at editing, I'd probably edit this out, but I don't know, just a piece of me for the video. Anyway, thank you for your time. So I kind of missed being able to do this. I haven't done it in quite a bit. Like I said at the beginning of the video, I've just been, I'm exhausted. They asked me to close tonight, too, and I already go in at 11, and I'll be there until around 11. Tonight's going to be fun, and then I kind of have to do something like that the next day. So if I don't post a video for a while, that's probably why. Anyway, you guys all have a good day. Good luck, and bye.